Good evening. I'm your host, Modesty, and welcome to the Celebrity Spotlight Live talk show, where we take you beyond the lights, the cameras, and the action of celebs, authors, actors, radio hosts, movie critics, athletes, performing artists, businessmen, and businesswomen, and other noteworthy professionals. We are excited tonight because for the very first time, the Celebrity Spotlight Live talk show will be interviewing our very first athlete. He's not a baller. He's not a footballer. He's not a tennis player or a hockey player, but he's a kickboxer, a boxer, and a martial artist. Welcome, William Speed Kills Cavali. How are you doing? How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing very good.
Thank you so much for being our guest. We appreciate you accepting the invitation. And tonight we want to know all about your journey and your future dreams as it relates to the ever so popular sport of kickboxing. Now, to get things started, I want to start here. Will, tell us, during your school years, that is pre-K or elementary or even in high school, did you have a lot of fights in school?
For the most part, it started in kindergarten. I went to a school here in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn called PS 81. And from the start, I was always a different kid. I was small. I had vitiligo around my lips. Okay. So that was a lot of teasing happened. And from then on, that first day, it was just on after that. Just nothing but nonstop fights.
Wow, that's amazing. So did you get suspended a lot during your school years too?
Not in the beginning. Not in the beginning. What happened was my mother put me in karate when I was about 8 years old, and after that, I started using everything I learned, and the teachers, it was some complaints, and they told my mother that I can't be doing stuff like that to the other children in the school. But the problem was I was always getting bullied, no matter what I did, good, bad, and different. I was always getting bullied, so I had to pull the stuff out. So.
Wow. So it started at 8. Wow, that's amazing, 8 years old. So what was it now about kickboxing? Because kickboxing was, I would say, it's been around for a while, but in the United States, I don't think it became as popular as it is now until Jean-Claude Van Damme started doing kickboxing as he was acting in a lot of movies. Because boxing is very is popular in the United States, but kickboxing, I think over the last several years, has become very, very popular. What was it about kickboxing that drew you to it?
There's something called MMA. They do mixed martial arts.
Yes.
Where it's like boxing, kickboxing, and ground fighting. Me personally, I really have no interest in fighting on the floor. It's not my type of thing. But I love working with my hands as far as fighting. I love using my feet. Like I love to. It's like being an artist. It's like holding a paintbrush. So when I fight, I'm making a painting. I'm making a masterpiece in the ring. And I just always loved the analogy of that, and it always just drew me into it, and I just never wanted to let it go after that.
That is absolutely beautiful. Now, your type of the type of kickboxing you do is called Muay Thai. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, Muay Thai. Yes.
Now, what is that? What does that consist of? Hands, feet, or?
That's pretty okay. Muay Thai is it comes from Thailand.
Right.
The style is about 500 to maybe 700 years old. It has some history.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very brutal. They use hands, they use feet, but they also use elbows and knees.
Wow.
So they call it the science of 8 limbs. It's very dangerous. But the type of fights that I fight in, because I'm not professional yet. When I do go professional, there will be elbows involved. Right now I'm just fighting punch, kicks, and knees, but there'll be elbows involved when I go professional.
Wow, that's amazing. I can imagine also that you were in your past, and you could tell me if this is not true. Did you watch a lot of karate flicks as you were
Oh
growing
yeah.
up?
Oh yeah. Yeah. My first words when I was a kid was Daddy and Ninja Turtle. Those are my first two words.
You
Um,
kidding? That's funny.
yeah. I love Ninja Turtles, and when I was about 4 years old, my uncle he showed me Bruce Lee. Now I never seen Bruce Lee before, but he showed
Mm.
me Bruce Lee, and I thought Bruce Lee was still alive. So he's like,
Wow.
watch this. So I'm looking. I'm like, I want to meet this man. He said, you won't be able to. I'm like, why not? He said, Bruce Lee been dead for 27 years. I said, he can't be dead.
Wow.
Look at this dude. And
Wow.
but I just from Bruce Lee and Ninja Turtles, I just kept watching stuff from Power Rangers to, Street Fighter,
Power
Tekken. I
Rangers.
just love, yeah, anything fighting, martial arts wise, I was
Oh
into it.
my! Wow, wow! And I like the word that you used. You said that you were into it because, in looking on your Twitter page, some of the pictures that you took, it takes. Now you tell us about this part of this aspect of it. In order to have a body like you, the kind of body that you have, tell us about your disciplines, and then tell us what your diet consists of, because I'm sure, being that you are a martial artist and a kickboxer, you can't eat any and everything, and et cetera. So tell us, what does your diet consist of, and how do you keep your body fit? You have an 8-pack, am I correct?
No, it's just 6 right now. It's just 6. I wish.
All
I'm
right.
trying to get an 8. I'm trying to get an
I'm
8.
prophesying to you, my dear. Accept the prophecy, okay?
Thank you.
All right, so go ahead, tell us, what does your diet consist of, and what kind of disciplines do you have to do in order to keep a body like that? Do you have to go through and your routine, things of that nature?
Okay. Well, for one, my diet it fluctuates sometimes. I don't eat the best as how I should be eating all the time. Sometimes I have my cheat days. Sometimes I have a cheat week. It's like a whole
Wow,
week
you
I
said a
just
whole
cheat.
cheat
Yeah.
week.
So
Oh, and when you cheat, what do you eat when you cheat?
uh, ice cream. I eat a lot of like snacks from the store. Honey buns, Twinkies, stuff like that.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Okay, junk
Here in New
food.
York City, we have BBQs. It's a restaurant that
Yes,
have this
we
food
do.
called sticky wings. I love sticky wings
Oh,
to death.
really?
I
I know
love
what you're
them.
talking about. I know exactly
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
I eat those. I eat those a lot. And but normally, whenever I'm back on my right foods, I basically eat a lot of salad. Chicken salad, jerk chicken salad.
Mm.
I eat a lot of raspberries. Fruits, vegetables. I stay
Right.
away from red meat. I don't eat any pork whatsoever. I don't eat no pork.
Wow, none. Okay.
Um, I eat a lot of fish. I love fish, and
Okay.
basically, the discipline is basically just I know what I have, and I just have to keep it. So I have that in my mind. Like I have a certain picture in my mind of how I want to look, and I just
Mm.
work towards that goal. So I'm good right now, but there's always
Okay.
room for improvement, and there's always maintenance. So I always keep my body maintained a certain way, certain weight, and I just keep the focus of having that weight in my mind, because when I fight, there's weight classes. So
Mm.
let's say I fight at 145. I can't come in at 146 or 147. So I have to keep a certain amount of weight. So what I do
Wow.
is I keep that. Yeah, I mean, well, for most fighters, if you're doing anything sanctioned and legal, it's always going to be within a weight class. So I just keep
Okay.
that goal in my mind to stay around that weight, and I just maintain it.
Wow. So you spend a lot of time, I would say, in the gym, or do you have your own home workout center, or do you go to Gold's, and how many hours do you work out? Do you
Um,
exercise or do you walk?
well, right now I work as a bike messenger in Manhattan, so that right there is
Okay.
already a workout from the bike.
Oh, definitely for your legs
Yeah,
and everything.
yes, and then the stamina. So I also have a gym I go to. I have Planet Fitness gym.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, I go there, and then I have my team, my kickboxing, my fight team. We all get together and we train together. We have We have our conditioning. We have our pad work. We have our sparring. So I stay in shape. I stay in shape.
Wow. Okay, so kickboxing and boxing and martial art, it all works in together. You work all of that in together when you're fighting, right?
Yeah, well, martial arts is like
Except
the
for the
umbrella
boxing
term.
part, of course.
No,
Yeah.
no, well, this is the thing. Uh, Martial arts is the umbrella term, so everything under the scope of fighting can be considered a martial art because the term martial is military,
Never looked
and
at it like that.
we have art. Yeah, a lot of people don't. They like to separate it, but
Yeah, I
we
didn't
don't
know
need the
that.
separation. So when I kickbox, I add, let's say, it's Floyd Mayweather, the way he throws his hands. I'll add that to my repertoire because the thing about a lot of MMA guys and a lot of kickboxers, a lot of guys that do traditional Eastern martial arts, we kind of forget the aspect that our hands do a lot for us. When you open a door, you open them with your hands. When you eat, you use your hands to pick up the food. A lot of people don't realize that our hands are the microcosm to the rest of our body. So I like to, let's say I'm in a fight. I start off using my hands more than anything. I want to set up my kicks. I don't want to just throw kicks and just look sloppy. I have to set everything up, and I do that with my hands. So I do put all of it together because I feel like it's all together already. I never like to separate the three. I never like to have it a separate mind state for each one. To me, it's all one within my body.
Right, and that's how you have to think. And it's interesting that you said that because when you're thinking one, you use all of it together to bring about that, that I would say that win. Now, you have fought, I would say, 15, you've had 15 fights, and according to your Twitter page, you've won 10 out of 5 of them, correct?
Yes.
What was that like? I mean, kickboxing, it's interesting, but I'm going to be honest with you, Will. I'm going to be very honest with you. When I first saw it, it kind of like, I'm such a protector. Women are protectors anyway. We are. I'm like, oh, that is so painful. I don't like this. I said it to to myself. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna kill each other. Look at how he's kicking him. He's bleeding his mouth. And I mean, I just went. Why are you laughing? It's true. And I just went on and on and on and on. I mean, boxing, I can handle that. But I saw a few. Used to come on television. I forgot the name of it. I think it used to come on right after wrestling. But kickboxing started coming on to a certain channel on television, and I wouldn't sit there. There you go. That's what it was. And I'm like, no way. These guys get in the ring. Next thing you know, somebody's getting kicked. And forget about it. The ring is usually a cage, it looks like.
Oh, that's MMA. That's MMA. Yeah, MMA fighters fight in the cage. Yeah.
Oh, brother, Will, that is no joke. That's no joke.
This is the thing. A lot of people think that we just go in there and we hurt each other, but like I said, there's a skill to everything we do. So if you see a fighter like myself, I'm not just gonna go in there and the guy's not gonna hit me, and I'm just not gonna just hit him. It's not gonna be a brawl. It's gonna be a technical battle, like a chess game. Now you do have some fights that are very entertaining to people that like to see blood, because a lot of people like to see that. That's what sells. So people go in there and they just swing, but that's not my kind of fight. Like I've never been the type of fighter that just want to get hit to please the crowd. Don't get me wrong, I'll please the crowd by me hitting out the person, but I'm not gonna be like I'm out of the way, or I'm blocking, or I'm doing something to negate the other person's attack. And at the end of the day, when you look at the higher level fights, it's always a chess game. Now, some people, like I said, some people just want to see a fight. That's part of the game, and it's brutal.
Well, it's interesting, and it doesn't bother you. Well, the reason I had asked you in the beginning about your school days, I said, now, I wonder if a lot of a lot of men who get into boxing and kickboxing are doing it because as children they were bullied, or maybe they lost a lot of fights, and it's like they want to take it out on They want to get all of their frustrations out, or they want to take their revenge out through boxing on their opponent. All of those years they were hit or kicked, or their lunch was taken, or their candy was
Yeah.
snatched. They,
That's how it starts. That's exactly how it starts.
That's exactly how it starts.
Yeah, we get bullied, and a select few, just have the chance in their lives to learn some type of self-defense. And it can either go to them practicing the art and just mastering it and just, keep practicing it throughout their lives and get longevity. Or some people go into the fight. And I'm always a fighter, so I had to just delve into the fighting realm of it.
Okay.
That was just me personally. Not every martial artist fights. I want to make that clear, that there are martial artists and then there's fighters. Like some people train. Like, not everybody trains to fight, and I understand that and I respect it. And then you have guys like me who take what we know into the ring, and we put it into action.
Wow. Now, hopefully the answer to this question is going to be no, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Outside of the 15 bouts that you've had, were you ever engaged in a fight outside of kickboxing? And if so, did you? Not really, right?
Yeah, but they were like childhood squabbles. It wasn't
nothing as
serious.
An adult.
No.
Well,
I'm
glad.
too old for all that.
Yeah. I'm glad, because I think somebody would have been either dead or hurt, because no, really, because like you said, it's brutal. Now, like I said before, I've seen a few fights, and the people are bloody. The guys are bloody. Their lips are bleeding. They're swollen, and I'm like, I can't do it. To me, it's almost like a bullfight. You know what I'm saying? And when the matador takes the red, what is it, a red sheet or a red carpet, the apron, and then he stabs the bull, and the bull starts bleeding. I can't take it. I've seen a bullfight.
Bullfighting is that's something crazy.
That's brutal too.
Yeah,
but
that's something different.
Yeah, that's something different. But you seem very passionate about it, and you said that there are a team of you. So when you fight, you all fight together, not meaning all at one time, but like you go to like a different tournament or so. No, that's not how it's done.
Yeah, it's sometimes there's tournaments. Yeah, I do kickboxing, so there's definitely tournaments. What we do is we all go together. Like, let's say this Saturday, actually, a friend of mine, he's fighting. I won't be able to make it, but he's fighting. And if I did make it, I would have fought on that same card. I probably would have fought before him. So it would be like, sometimes they'll have it like my team versus their team, and our guys fight each other's guys in the same fight card. It happens a lot that way.
Wow. Now, there's another question I wanted to ask you. Okay, there it is. How many years have you been doing this?
Well, I started when I was 8, and I'm going to be 27 tomorrow, so.
Whoa, tomorrow's your birthday. Oh,
yes, June
22nd. To you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, dear Will. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, my God, that's a long time. That's a very, very long time. So now tell us a little bit. We have a few more minutes left. Tell us a little bit about what you're looking forward to in the future. What is your dream, or do you have like a dream opponent you would like to get into the kickboxing ring with? Do you want a championship? I mean, what is your future goals or your future dreams? If you could wish for one thing right now, and it'd be given to you before 12 midnight tonight, what would it be?
One thing, let me see, the restoration of the black community.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, that's really why I do this. That's really why I do this.
Powerful. That's powerful because you didn't say anything about yourself. That's very powerful. You said the restoration of the black community. And you said this is why you're doing it as a means of defense, or explain what you just said. You said you're doing this for the community.
Well, what I mean by that is that me personally, what I want to do is I want to get famous. I want to make a lot of money, and I want to win championships. But at the same time, that means nothing if the same community that I come from is just ravaged. We have nothing. Gotcha. So what I want to do is in the future, I'm gonna come back to my community. I want to, like, I'm not going to hand out money. That's not what I want to do. I want to make opportunities for people. Like, there's a lot of business that we can do here. There's a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of money flows through here. Black people spend. We make and spend a lot of money. But what I want to do is I want to, like, get together with a bunch of people that's very well versed at this, and we just, you know, set things in motion for our community to be better. Now, it's not going to happen within the next 5, 10, maybe 15 years. Like, I believe in planning generations ahead. So I just want to set the motion, and I want people to know, like, that this is what I was doing this for. This was my main goal at the end of the day. You know? So I believe in black empowerment.
Right, black empowerment. So that's about how long it takes. Now, are you at a point now where you're teaching, or would you like to teach what it is that you do, kickboxing, or part of it, a certain part of martial arts to younger children? Because you said at the age of 8, that's when you started. Have you ever considered teaching or doing workshops, or maybe even opening up your own school, or something of that nature?
Well, I have a black belt in Kung Fu. I did Kung Fu for 8 years. I was teaching that a little bit back in 2011 to 2013, but teaching really isn't my thing at the moment. Now, I'm not patient enough. So I figure, I'm being serious. I couldn't do my job. I couldn't do it well if I'm not truly into it. So I figure if I reach my 40s, maybe 50s, I might. But as of right now, no, it's really not in my plan.
Okay, so it takes a while, I guess, to get where you want to go. Is that what you're saying? Because you said maybe about 5 to 10 years.
So I move really fast paced, so it's like, I like to do things while I have the chance. Like, I move really fast,
that's true.
And that doesn't add up to what I want to do.
Okay, right, the teaching aspect of it. Well, at least you can say that you've done it, so that if at any point in the future you decide to do it again, that's something you can do because you have the experience, you know what it entails, you know how much patience it takes to do it, and et cetera. Just like Mayweather now. It's like, what is he going to – he's going to fight again, of course. He's getting ready to fight again,
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Yeah, because in his position, he could do whatever he wants practically.
Yeah, he's his own boss.
He's his own boss. His money is working for him even when he's not working. So he's going to get back into the ring, et cetera. But I'm so glad that I got an opportunity to talk to you, and thank you again for coming on the show. You're our first athlete, and I can tell by the way that you talk that you're very passionate and you're very determined to do what it is that you're doing. And that's a good thing because passion is like the battery that we need to keep us going and to keep us moving. Because you could become excited about an idea and be gung-ho about it, but then you can lose steam along the way. But something that a person loves, and I believe you have a love for it because of the way that you talk about it. And like you said, you've been into it, in it, not around it, not standing back looking at it, but you have been in it, since the age of 8. So it is who William Speed Kills Cavali is. He's a kickboxer. He's a martial artist. That's who you are because you've been doing it for a very long time, and you have immersed yourself in it, and that is a blessing. This is something that I do with all of our guests before we get off the line. God, I thank you for allowing me to meet this young man, for him being a guest on our show. And it is my prayer that he will succeed in all that it is he wants to do. He likes to use his body, his physique, the body that you have given him, to fight, and he wants to be a winner, and he wants to be a champ. He wants to be a celebrity, a star. God, you know what that industry entails, you know what it's all about. I just pray that you will lead and guide his footsteps. And I also pray that as he ascends, that you will send him people whose interests are not selfish, but who will have his best interest at heart. Put people in his path, people in his camp who will be concerned about him and what it is that he is doing. And God, I do pray that as he is boxing and as he is kickboxing and all of these things, that there will not be any eternal or any indefinite injuries upon him. Also, what he's doing is dangerous. I still pray that he will utilize wisdom and know when enough is enough. I pray for his success. I pray for his family. I pray for his family, and I pray that they will all get closer together, and I pray that there will be even greater love in his family, amongst his cousins, and amongst his immediate family. In Jesus' name, bless his parents. In Jesus' name, and all of those who are in his environment, I pray that they will give him the support that he needs, and that there will never be a time when he's looking around and there's no one there. When he looks to the left, I pray that there will be support. When he looks to the right, I pray that there will be support for him, and he will never feel alone. He will never feel as though he's by himself. You are there. You're always there. You don't sleep. You don't slumber. You don't take naps. You don't go on vacation. God, you are God all day, every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Thank you for this interview. Hold on one second, my dear.